Welcome tankers, I'm Gino and welcome to my channel. Today I want to have a bit of a chat about the Char Future 4. Realize that's not how you pronounce the name of that tank, but I figured rather than butchering a French accent, I'm just going to go with Char Future 4. Reason I want to have a bit of a chat about this tank today is it's starting to pop up in the matchmaker. Now that is because we're kind of getting towards the end of Frontlines, and everyone's starting to earn the tokens they need to redeem their reward tanks. Now, I know it's not just the Char Future 4, there are two other tanks that you can pick up as rewards, and I'll cover those a little bit later in another video. The reason I went with the Char Future 4 first, it's probably the more popular tank that I've seen so far, or at least I've seen more of them. There could be more of the other two, I just really haven't seen them yet. Now, as soon as these things are popping up, I'm noticing that I'm getting absolutely blapped. So this is definitely a tank that I wanted to look into for myself anyway. But there are other players that are straight away, what is that tank? How do I beat it? What do I need to do? So I figured I'd make a bit of a video to try and help out. So what I'll do today is I'm going to jump into tanks.gg. It's a website that I use to actually look at the statistics of tanks. I know if I'm seeing brand new tanks or tanks that I'm trying to push through but having trouble with in games, this is the website that I'll go to try and kind of pull the tanks up, have a look at their stats, and have a look at the armor models as well to see where I need to try and shoot. So I figured the Char Future 4, I'd pop that up against the Bat Chat today, the Tier 9 Bat Chat. That's another tank that I'm actually trying to play through at the moment, working my way up to the Tier 10 Bat Chat. But also because it's the only other Tier 9 French auto loader option that you have. Now, I'm only, I guess, an average player for the game, so you're not getting a Unicum's perspective on this. It's more of just kind of your average Joe. So as I go down straight away, I always look at the gun. Just that's what I look at first. 264 penetration on a standard round. Great at tier 9. Yeah, that's well up from the 232 you'd normally get on the Bat Chat. 390 alpha damage, again, beautiful. That explains why I'm getting blapped in the queue at the moment. And again, well up from the Bat Chat. So where do we start to fall down? Well, it's going to be rate of fire. 4.62 in the Char Future 4, and that's down from 6.14 in the Bat Chat. 40-second reload time, well, I'll take that, because 45 seconds feels like an eternity. Only four shells in the drum, compared to 6 with the Bat Chat. Something to think about. Clip damage. Now this seems well lower. 1560 over 12 seconds, and if I look down one more, that explains why. 4 seconds for an intra-clip reload. Now that seems absolutely massive. 2.73 when I'm playing the Bat Chat feels like an eternity in between shots. If I'm waiting almost a full 1.5 seconds longer in between shots in the Char Future 4, that's going to feel like forever. Now, I do have a replay that I've actually got saved to go through after this, so we'll watch that through, and that's going to be one of the things that I'm kind of looking for to kind of get a feeling for how long is that really, or how long does it feel like. I haven't watched the replay yet, so I don't actually know what's going to go on or how it's going to unfold. So you'll see my authentic reaction as we go through it. Now, as I keep watching down, shell velocity, 1461. I always look at shell velocity because it starts to get me thinking about how much lead do I actually need to give a shot. I know that if I have a tank with slightly less shell velocity, like the Bat Chat, one, I'm probably not going to do too much sniping at long ranges in that tank, but even when I'm kind of engaging it at a medium range, I still need to think about how much lead I'm giving a shot with a slower shell velocity. Ammo capacity being 32 shells. That's only giving me 8 clips, so you have to kind of think about what kind of breakdown you're going to have with that, whether you go kind of half your standard rounds and half gold rounds, and whether you're going to fit some HE in that as well. I guess I'd have to have a look a bit of a look at the HE rounds to see where I might fit that in. Aim time actually looks pretty nice, sitting at 2.2 seconds. Dispersion 0.34, it's kind of expected when you're playing a French autoloader. Gun elevation, yeah, 11 degrees, not quite as good as the Bat Chat, but still pretty decent. Gun depression though, 7.5 degrees, very nice. I think that's something that I'll definitely have a look at in the armor model before we jump into the replay. Mobility wise, not quite as quick on the forward speed, reverse speed being the same, but I can still see that being pretty good. I mean, engine power sitting at 620, weight's 27 ton. I mean, it's above the Batchat, but because of that engine power, looks like we've got a bit of a better power to weight ratio. So I think this could still be pretty zippy. But again, we'll see how we go on the replay. Armor and health, just straight up more armor for the Char Future 4. I think the highlight's going to be that turret armor where you've got 140 mil compared to the 25 on the Batchat. Massive difference there. Extra 150 HP to kind of play around with. It's not even one shot of damage at tier 9, but depending on the little tanks that are going to hit you, you might have a little bit of extra leeway to play with there. View range pretty much the same, sitting at 380, so it's not particularly great, but you can work with it. Let's jump into the armor model there. So as we start to see more and more of these tanks, where do we have to shoot these things? Because that's always the important thing, right? And that's certainly what a lot of people have been asking. I'm seeing a lot of green on here, so I'm obviously not going to be too worried about the side. This little tray is a bit weird though, so it looks like it counts as armor too. So if I'm shooting the back of this tank, can I shoot through the tray? I can shoot through the bottom plate, not a problem. Mid plate looks alright as well. Tray absorbed. Straight up absorbed. Alright, so don't shoot the tray. Rule 1, don't shoot the tray. Looking at the side of the tank, it doesn't look like we're going to have any worries from the turret itself. Side of the tank, that's not really surprising. This slope might be something to look at though. Look at that. It's kind of like a Swedish tank. Actually, with the tray on the back and the slope on the front. It kind of reminds me of, or not reminds me, it looks like it's a French and a Swedish tank kind of mixed together. Alright, let's have a look at this upper plate though, because that is really well anchored, and straight away I can already see, look at that, it's just clear ricochet. So if you're shooting it from above, then obviously it negates that angle, but shooting it straight on, I wouldn't even bother. Kind of 137, 140. It's really angled. It's angled really well. Turret's going to be what you want to go for. Doesn't look like we're going to have nothing really to worry about around there. Lower turret should be fine. Upper, if you can get it, not much to aim for though. So I don't know. I guess it depends if they're if they're looking down. I guess we'll play around with that in a second, see how we go. I want to have a look at this lower and middle plate though, because I can see a clear difference between them. Lower plate, obviously going to go through that like it's Swiss cheese. That's going to be fine. The mid plate, it looks alright too, but I don't know. I'm kind of wondering how this angling is going to go, because again, it's just slightly slanted backwards. It's not flat as it actually looks. So I guess we'll have to get into a replay, see if we actually get shot in that plate, and see what happens from there. Gun depression. Now we know it's 7.5 degrees. Let's have a bit of a look at that. Let's turn this tank around. That's very nice actually. I would be very keen to see this thing fighting over a ridge. Alright, well, I think that's quite enough looking at the armor model. Let's jump into a replay and see how this thing goes. Alright, so I've got a replay from the blah blah playing the Char Future 4 on the EU server. Alright, now we're playing on Kharkov. We have a look at the two teams. We've got a Char Future 4 on each side. EBR matched up against a T54 lightweight, which is happening all over the place at the moment due to the T100 LT on track, at least on the ANZ server. So it's quite normal to see that kind of matchup. Alright, looks like we are taking the long way around. Given they've got the EBR, it's entirely possible that we might see a bit of an aggressive play up here. So we're sitting back, kind of just watching where they usually might pop up. Our EBR up there to get the early spots. So now we're going to go, oh, here we go, LT432 is up, and first shot straight away tracked. Alright, looking for that. That 4 seconds did not feel long. Oh, alright. We'll have to keep an eye on that as the game goes through. So obviously spotted, hit the reload already, so that's 40 seconds, we're kind of out of the game. Not really out of the game, but kind of move up, have a bit of a look at what's going on. Looks like we've well and truly got control of that ridge now. Not too much going on in the town. Patriot and the other two T26C5 kind of having a look around, asking the TDs to move up. On our side of the map though, the Char Futur 4 on the other side, absolutely spotted out there. One shot at him. Alright, EBR's running around the middle. Plenty of them in the matchmaker at the moment. Auto aim, never going to work on an EBR. Seeing plenty of these frontline EBRs having just come off a pretty fresh sale on the ANZ server. Alright, so it looks like we're still looking for this shot, trying to keep this T92 alive. I'm not sure if you're going to do that though. No, there we go, it falls there. Alright, can we get the shot on this EBR? 447 health, so it's going to have to be a decent shot. 390 and... oh, wow, when it's dropped down to 257, that's going to be very, very easy for him, isn't it? Alright, down to 2 in the drum. Obviously still spotted at the moment, he knows it, so he's dropping back. Waiting to get unspotted. And then we're going to see some of this gun depression over the ridge. Alright, Striv S1. Oh, he's hit the reload. Had two in the drum. Could have been ready to go there. That Striv counting his lucky stars. Should absolutely have been wiped out. But that's alright. So we're on this 40-second reload, waiting to see what's going to happen. Enemy team is well and truly pushed up through that city right now, kind of getting into the back of the B line and A line. Let's see if the TDs can hold them back. But of course it is all about the Char Futur 4 in this replay. So we've just come off that 40-second reload as the team's starting to fall on that B line. One into the top of that turret. Now we obviously saw earlier that hitting that turret probably the best place to aim because you don't want to hit that upper plate. So the enemy Char Futur 4 now on 99 HP. The blah blah moving forward, 3 in the drum still, so we've got plenty to work with. Alright, so it looks like town's pretty much completely fallen now. There's the light tank. We get a bit going on there. Oh, another tracking shot. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, 2 more on the drum now. Oh, here we go. Bit of gun depression. Alright, prop ourselves up. 1. Whew. I thought that was going to miss. Alright. 1 on the drum. Udez is spotted. Do we have a crack? No, looks like he's fallen down. Progetto puts a hit in. 258, not too bad. We can deal with that. Still plenty of HP left, and that's the big difference between the Char Futur 4 and the Batchat, Tier 9 Batchat. It's funny how 150 HP can really seem like a massive difference. Enemy Char Futur 4 trying to get the drop on the blah blah, but of course Thanatos sitting behind in the FV4202, shutting him down. Alright, 5-7 now, still in the favour of the enemy team. There's that Striv S1. Basically survived through an unlucky choice of reloading at the time. Alright, Artie, 500 HP, that 390 alpha damage, rolling to 391. Technically a high roll, I guess. Now, can we finish off that Striv as well? Looks like, no, he's down into the ditch. Down in the ditch again. But oh, he's popped up now, which should be a good night for the Striv. Alright, knocking down a tree. If Artie's watching this way, that'll be the first thing they aim for. But of course, not being spotted, can well and truly get out of there. 2800 damage, so having a pretty good game so far. Of course, when you're hitting the 390 alpha each shot, you're going to rack up the damage pretty quickly. So I actually quite like this move. What we see, I feel too much from teams is that once we're winning a flake, rather than kind of looking at how the game's progressing and seeing if you need to rotate back and help, a lot of teams tend to kind of keep pushing through the enemy's base and then end up just coming up against TDs and falling apart. Now we can see that you got the T95 and Scorp G, which T95 is definitely going to push through. Now let's see if rotating around is definitely going to help in this game. We've got the UDES and the IS-6 pushing around. All four on the drum right now. So we can definitely unload on anything we need to. There's the UDES, 368. Didn't quite get that one because our Striv S1 got in there first. 399 down onto the IS-6. So rolling just high. Enough to get the kill. 5 kills now. We could be looking at a Top Gun. 3.2 thousand damage done with 747 assists at the moment. Alright, seeing that the Centurion 7-1 and the FV-4202 is pushing the other side of the map, time to rotate back around, give them a bit of a hand. And of course we're chasing that Top Gun now. Checking on the reload. It's going to take us about 40 seconds to get over there anyways, so that this way, once we get there, we're going to have all four in the drum. Scorp G just on the other side of the structure there, but T95, the side of a T95. Really like how he's using not just cover, but you can see on the map, staying just outside of that white line. So there's no chance of the T95 spotting him while he's unloading the clip here. Now this is where it really showcases the 4-second intra-clip reload. Not too sure what's going on here. The reticle's going for a bit of a wander, even though the camera is well and truly staying where it is. Alright, so on that 40-second reload again, only 4 standard shells left on the Char, and then it looks like we're going to have to dip into some of these heat rounds. Still 1100 HP, so we're still pretty healthy at this stage. T95, we can finish him off as we get the reload. Again, there's that little bit of a wander. Alright, 1 onto the Conqueror. Alright, to shut him down. 3 left in the drum now. It's enough to take out this Progetto, but we're going to look at the AT-15 as he gets spotted. 1 bounce. Nope, Scorp G is behind the building, no shot there. Progetto safe as well. Alright, 2 in the drum at the moment. Obviously being the last 2 standard rounds. So, wise move not to hit the reload. Still in a position where we can kind of get these off. I think Progetto to the left. Yes, that's the way we're going to look. Alright, so it's 1. We're going to get that second one in. Yeah, it's good awareness here, so he knows that he's got an AT-15 to the side. AT-15 will be keenly watching what he's going to do, and here comes the AT-15 now. So, and the last standard round is a tracking shot for no damage. So it means now we're dipping into the heat rounds for the Char. For the Char Future 4. Now, what I didn't actually cover earlier is that the heat rounds in this do have 330 penetration, so more than enough for these last 2 tanks. Still waiting on that 40-second reload to get these 4 shells into the drum. And there we go, we are loaded now, so chasing down this Progetto. Looks like the 2 tanks have gotten together. Progetto falls down to the Striv S1, and of course a couple of heat rounds going straight through the front of the AT-15. 7 kills securing that Top Gun, 5,998 damage done, 1687 assist damage. What a replay. Really, really nice stuff from the blah blah here. So let's jump into... I'm going to jump onto what replays. This is where I got this replay from. You can see this is a Mastery Medal, Spotter Medal, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, High Caliber for 5,998 damage done, fair enough, 2 Tank Sniper, Top Gun. 3 bonds is always nice, 119,000 credits earned. How much of that was actually profit? 78,959, so a nice tidy little profit, and that looks to be without any boosters as well. Of course, 30,000 of that was from a mission payout. So overall, it's still a 48. Let's round it up, say a 50,000 credit profit. As for the rest of the team, let's see how the Char Future 4 did on the other side. 1125 damage done, so not quite as good. The blah blah certainly being the hero of the day. I think that's pretty much it. That's all I had to show today. So my takeaway from this is the intra clip reload being 4 seconds. Absolutely forever when you're just sitting there trying to fire one after one after one. But I guess if you weren't just trying to dump the clip out all at once, it actually didn't feel too bad. My opinion of the tank, I think it's a really, really nice tank. I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't play enough Frontlines to be able to pick one of these up, but I know that there are more game modes coming later on in the year that are going to let us kind of earn the tokens to try and get these tanks. That's it for me. So takeaways from this video is don't shoot the upper plate. That thing is angled really, really well. Just don't shoot that. Go for the turret if you can. Lower plate if you really have to. That kind of mid plate sitting between that really angled top plate and the lower plate that anyone could go through. I'm not too sold on that. I'm not too sure how that's going to go. I feel like with that angling, we could see some bounces that we're not expecting there. But I guess that's just something that we're going to have to learn as we go. Alright, well, let me know in the comments what you think of the Char Futur 4. Have you played enough Frontlines to get one? Do you have one? Have you had an absolutely awesome game? If you have, send me the replay. I'm more than happy to kind of have a go at having a bit of a commentary on that one as well. If you like what you saw here, please like the video, share if you can, and of course subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. That will obviously all help the channel. Looking to do more of these to try and help out the ANZ community. I'll have a look at the other two reward tanks over the next couple of days and create some more videos. So again, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.